welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be discussing a topic which is nowadays in news, and that is about Krishna Janmabhoomi land dispute case. So what is the dispute about and what the two parties are saying? First we'll be knowing about the news, then what is the present scenario about its history, what the Muslim side is claiming, and in the end prelims MCQ. So let's begin. The news talks about Allahabad High Court allows survey of Mathura Eidgah. So this is what the Allahabad High Court has said, that the survey can now be done. What is this plea in the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi case? As the name itself is telling, it is about the Krishna Janmabhoomi and it is in Mathura. So the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi and the Shahi Eidgah Masjid dispute. So what is there? That the place where Krishna Janmabhoomi is considered, there is one mosque also, and that mosque is Shahi Eidgah Masjid. So this Shahi Eidgah Masjid and Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi, the land on which it is present, they have a dispute. And the Allahabad High Court, what the Allahabad High Court has done is that the appointment of a commission to inspect the mosque complex. So what Allahabad High Court has said is that appointment of a commission would be done, and that commission will inspect the mosque complex. So the whole complex where the mosque is present, inspection will be done. And the mosque, which was built on the orders of Emperor Aurangzeb in the year 1670, was constructed atop the birthplace of Lord Krishna in Mathura. This is what has been said, that the mosque, that is Shahi Eidgah Masjid, it was built by Emperor Aurangzeb, and it has been said that the mosque, at the place at which the mosque is built, is atop the birthplace of Lord Krishna in Mathura. So this is the dispute between the two sides, that the place where the mosque is present belongs to Shri Krishna in Mathura, and it lies adjacent to the Krishna Janmasthal temple. So it is that the Shahi Eidgah Masjid and the Krishna Janmabhoomi are lying adjacent to each other. So they are very close to each other. And now about what the latest plea is saying. The application which was filed under Order 26, Rule 9 of CPC, it is filed by 8 people, including the next friend of Bhagwan Shri Krishna, Virajman. So next friend means someone who files a plea on behalf of anyone who himself or herself is not capable of filing it. So next friend is a term which refers to someone who files a plea on behalf of someone, and that person is not able to file the plea by himself or herself. That is why next friend comes into the picture, as this next friend is a third person. So it seeks a survey of the Shahi Eidgah Mosque. So the survey, the plea was also asking, there were many pleas which was coming up, and they were also asking about the survey should be done, and it should be seen whether the mosque is built on the birthplace of Shri Krishna or not in Mathura. Now, if we talk about the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi, then the land on which it is situated is 13.37 acre of land, and on that 13.37 acre of land, Shri Krishna Janmasthan is on 10.9 acre, while the Shahi Eidgah Masjid is on 2.5 acre. So this is the whole scenario, and it is said that the Shahi Eidgah Masjid, the place at which it is situated, that masjid was built atop the birthplace of Shri Krishna. Now about history of the place, and that is, you can say that the temple that we are talking about, that is the Shri Krishna Janmabhoomi, in the earlier phase, we will be knowing about only the important facts about the history. So the renovation of the temple was done in earlier times by the Chandragupta Vikramaditya of Gupta dynasty, and then in 1017 AD, Muhammad Ghazni attacked the temple, and in 1150 AD, King Drupad Jinja of Mathura again rebuilt it, and then in the 16th century, Sikandar Lodi of Lodi dynasty then again destroyed it. So if you will see, there was a sequence going on, that renovation was being done, then it was being built, it was destroyed, again it was rebuilt, then it was destroyed. So after 125 years again, King Veer Singh Bundela again rebuilt it. And then in the year 1658, Aurangzeb attacked the temple. And there was a order which was given by Aurangzeb, and that was to destroy the Keshwadev temple and build a masjid. So this was a order which was given by Aurangzeb to destroy the temple and build a masjid on the place. And this order is a base on which many pleas are also filed. So this is the order which has become a big point of argument. And then in the year 1953, construction of temple again started. Now what the Muslim side is claiming in this picture is that there are two entities from the Muslim side also, and that is the UP Sunni Central Waqf Board and the Shahi Eidgah Mosque Committee. So these are the two entities which are involved, and they are saying that the Shahi Eidgah Mosque does not fall within the ambit of 13.37 acre land at Katra Keshav Dev. So they are saying that the 13.37 acre of land on which the plea are being filed, the Shahi Eidgah Mosque does not belong to that land. And then what else they are saying is that the place of birth of Lord Krishna does not lie beneath the mosque. So this is what the Muslim side is claiming, that the place of birth of Lord Krishna does not lie beneath the mosque. And then claim of plaintiff is based on guesswork and is not substantiated by any documentary evidence. So they are saying that documentary evidences needs to be presented only on the basis of guesswork. Things should not be done. And now that High Court has issued a survey, so the commission would be formed. What we did in the first slide was that appointment of a commission to inspect the mosque complex. So after now that the commission has been appointed, so let's see that what the report of the commission or the inspection done by the commission talks about, because on the basis of that report which is submitted by the commission, result can come. And in the end, a prelims MCQ, and people need to tell me the answer in the comment section, and that is the Archaeological Survey of India comes under which ministry? Ministry of Minority Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Environment, or Ministry of Culture. I think an easy one, because ASI I think you should be able to know, because this is an important topic. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.